So how about that taco cat there, Lauren? Not half bad.
Spicy plays.
I can't believe you said scrub plays.
No, I'm upset. I don't know. Okay, look, I'm going to put this out there. And if one out of the, I don't know how many people are watching, right? However many of you there are out there in the world of the internet, however many of you recognize the name Azate and just randomly know what that means. It was one of the old enemy territory players who used to play for like one of the best teams in the world. Like, I think he played for TLR at one point, Impact, Queens, like really good teams. And now some random guy stolen it. Stealing names is not cool.
Are you sure he stole it?
Yes. Yes, it's not him. I've literally just looked at his profile. Definitely not from Finland.
I'll tell you what, Lauren.
Little livid.
Let's just settle for a sec. There's actually some questions here for you. Here's a good question. What's the best... This is from Connor, by the way. How it going? Like it. What is the best place on Mirage to hold with a deagle on an eco round?
Why do you always ask me deagle questions? I can't deagle. This is the one thing I can't do. I'm literally useless.
Well, okay.
Every time, but no.
What about
like,
anything? What about any pistol then?
Okay, so ideally with, let's say, Mirage on the CT side, it's something that I remember speaking to. Actually, it was the strange thing being is when Pitt was in. It was, which lineup was it? I can't, it was one of the, when he went over to North America, he was playing with like Lex and people like that. And he was one of the first players to get really known for like being a really strong deagle player. And it kind of turned a lot of heads. And I remember talking to him about it. He was like, well, the fact is that as long as you can escape back, right? So if you can hit a shot, let's say you're playing where they are right now, as long as you can find somewhere to fall back to, take a shot, kind of be able to jiggle peek relatively safely, you can do so much damage. That was before some of the changes though. So it's a little different now, but as long as you've got escape avenues where you can just back away from it and constantly do damage, the more tags you get, it's unbelievable. If you do one tag and die, it's boring, right? You know, that does nothing. That's maybe helped one teammate. If you're able to take up 3 players, even if you don't kill them, sets up so much. So yeah, yeah, just make sure you can fall back. Play like, play it like you have an AWP.
All right. Who do you think's better, Lauren? FaZe Clan or Optic Gaming? Which team is stronger right now?
In what way?
Let's just assume it's stronger. Not in terms of cuteness.
In CS, FaZe.
Right.
FaZe up.
FaZe up. Dan feels like Harambe. Thank you. That's not a question, but
shout out to Dan.
Good. Cheers, Dan. A nice Canadian would like to know, did you fall asleep at McDonald's with the nugget still on you?
No. I was actually at home by that point. I think I'd attempted to get to my bed, but somewhere in that journey I had fallen over and the nuggets actually attacked me. I was trying to get to my safe space, Mitch, and they just didn't allow it.
Oh dear. Well, we're live now. We've managed to get through a nugget-free safe space. Wouldn't that be the dream? Anyway, let's jump in now as well. This is the real thing. This is the real deal. Let's jump in. Penta are going to be on the CT side here, but FaZe, more interestingly, going to be heading towards B. It's going to be Kiyoshima with a double flash and smoke under his belt. So, Tarsin, good luck, mate. You don't have much to do here. There we go, nicely done. He's actually fallen away from that, so that does mean that he's going to be able to stay alive for another day. And look at the play from Penta. They have so many players already on this side. They're in such a good position for this. 4 players there now. Lol, gonna find one, Crystal another. So it's doing pretty well so far, but now the trade's starting to bleed over towards FaZe's side. Bombs planted, and the after plant positions aren't too bad either. So again, Penta's gonna work for this. They have no utility left, just the armor players now to come back into this. Penta have to just filter through on towards the side from this position. Stefan just steps up and gets his head taken clean off by AZ. And Lol, well, he can at least trade into that one, but AZ wasn't really the problem. Kiyoshima was over in the corner, and even Rain was keeping his head down for whenever he needed to jump out there. He was low in health, but he couldn't always have gotten involved in the fight there. So FaZe get that first one, a couple kills for Lol, but not enough. He's a constantly well-performing member of Penta, but it's going to take a little bit more up against this particular roster.
This is the thing, if you look at this game, you will make the assumption, or you'll look at it as such, that Penta will definitely take the time, or can take the time, to look at teams like FaZe and see how they approach the game. So I'd be quite interested to see if they have any, not necessarily anti-strats, but approaches that work very well against FaZe, for example. Now, Crystal, you're playing up on short there, just, laying off a couple of shots to the scout. Nothing too deadly, nothing to worry about just yet. But again, FaZe, this is something they're very good at as well. Taking that mid control, working their way up through connector, which looks like it's going to be, it's a very all-encompassing hit so far. So you've got Rain coming in through Palace, which means that players like Stefan and Mike S cannot get comfortable, and it's going to be the pinch coming through. Kio's going to go towards ramp. The one undoing factor would be Stefan pushing ramp itself. That could change things.
Yeah, and Kio's got the bomb there as well, so if Stefan does actually see that go loose, he could almost just push back in towards T himself, or at least just raise the alarm for the rest of his team. Stefan goes for the challenge. Kio that takes him out now, and this is just going to be a 3-pronged assault over towards the A side. Lol tries to stand his ground here at CT. I'll at least get himself one, but now Crystal going to be called upon to try and come in through connector. AZ even peeking his head out for a moment. Got a spot on towards Tarsin and actually falls down. This is more a costly round for FaZe than they perhaps intended initially, but still the bomb having been planted. Lol and Tarsin.
These are recovered rifles as well. This is incredibly expensive. That's 1 AK loose.
Law can get, I think he could probably get another. I'm not too sure what weapon was being used then, but again, with 3 players down, you'll make the assumption that one of them probably had a rifle. So even for the CT side now, this is a valuable phase save, but it's certainly viable to go for. Kyo's going to find Tarsin trying to make the push, and now surely Lowell's learned his lesson. He's going to have to back away from this, and I don't know if he's going to be able to find an AK here. He's not going to, but the armor and the UMP is certainly worth keeping a hand on.
Yeah, and again, they have taken weapons out of FaZe's hands here, keeping them a little bit low budget, but Kyo's still got 2 kills with the AK. He holds onto that one. It's going to be a bomb plant and a detonation here for FaZe. It's going to be a 2-0 lead to start things off here. Still wanting just to get the litmus test applied to Penta at this stage, but too early to tell. Lowell obviously featuring fairly nicely in a couple situations. Had himself the UMP to work with, though.
Eco time. Yeah, everyone else will pretty much be on eco. There's not much more to be said about that. And on the other side for FaZe, it's farming. Pure and simple, you want to get Alu getting as many kills as he can, build up that bank nice and quickly for himself. And the big mid presence going to come through here. But Lowell and Stefan have a good read. Again, this is the thing I've got to say about Penta is they do understand the approach the other team wants to go for. They put players in the right place. It's just, of course, in these sort of buys, you're not going to be able to make much more of it. And really for Alu and AZ to be the ones getting the kills, this is a lot of money gained. That's the SMGs you want to be doing the job pretty much here. Perfect way of doing this now. So they can get on a really nice buy and they've got the buffer. On the other side of things, not so much so. Not going to have those mollies. Not going to have maybe the diffuse kits they'd want as well. So again, a huge problem here. As you can see, my guess has to be a glass cannon. Whereas on the other side, I wonder if FaZe are going to be cheeky.
What are we going to try and work with here? Ooh, they're going to hold on to these 2 UMPs in the MAC-10 there as well. So for this being round 4 and not round 3, that's a pretty interesting call there.
A split to B works. You can just... You can't take the mid fights, you can't take fights towards A really, but B, you could definitely work with the SMGs. You've got UMPs, sure. And AC's found a way up cat already. This is unbelievable. How did he not get spread out? Look at the amount of smokes is mid. That's answered my question. Now, Crystal spots out another towards the apartments. He's seeing what's going on here. He's working it out. And FaZe shouldn't be allowed to win this, but Alu has other things in mind. It's a 3v3 in the bomb. Did it actually drop down or is it still in the apartments? I think it's still in the apartments. Yeah, Jacob's going to have to go back for that. Does get a rifle for his troubles, but still, that was a really long time for him. He's got to feel that. Now it's opened up a window of opportunity, but Alu? Alu? That's a UMP, Alu. You're not meant to be able to do that, Alu. And now it's a 1v1.
That's right. It's going to be AK versus AWP here as well. Mike with a limited option. Range is going to walk across him. He actually dodges the shot. Okay, he's going to be able to back away with a bomb here, and now Mike is forced to chase. Rain knows this, going to be sitting on the other side of the door and hoping that Mike S pushes through. Now, doing so, decent read by Mike S.
Look at this.
Rain could quite easily go and plant the bomb, and now it's a bit of a Mexican standoff here.
Nice try, Rain. He went for it. Nade over. He's just going to give himself a couple of seconds to back into a better spot. Or a little bit of a different one. Mike S doesn't know if he's gone through the little bit of the hole by the window. Now he knows what's up. Rain's dancing with death. This is so weird to see. You do not see this. Mike S will feed it in the end, but... All right, FaZe. Fair play. And because they went on that cheeky buy, now I say cheeky buy, it wasn't even a buy. They stayed on the SMGs from the 3rd round because they wanted the additional money, and it worked. Now look at their money. You've got 8K, you've got, you know, things like 5K in their 7. They've got such a robust economy. And to flip the complete switch, of course, is Penta is absolutely skint. They have absolutely nothing to work with here. So, you know, a real shoddy purchase coming through. FaZe are just kind of running them ragged here.
And they're still playing 2 MAC-10s into this. So they know they can in this round, of course, and they're just going to make more money, build that buffer up so that, you know, if FaZe does what FaZe often does do and drop a few rounds in quick succession later on, they're not going to be too stung by it. But now Alu gets dinked there as well with the MAC-10 from long range. No respect play coming up from FaZe, but it's not getting him all the way across the line here. Rain, though, the heavy hitter, comes in with the AK and is going to have to trade out with Tarsin, who picks him off with the Deagles. Now a 2v3, guns still with FaZe, but numbers favour Penta.
But how is this happening? Like, FaZe are just playing DM.
Oh my God, Crystal.
This is pure DM. I'm not even kidding. Crystal's dead, and now we're in a 2v1. This is the sort of CS that just makes me scratch my head, right? Because FaZe are playing this like they're playing against matchmaking teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's a world apart. An absolute world apart. And Penta are just bending over and taking it at the moment. This is... Why can't they stop this? So you know, obviously, the last couple of rounds, sure, we're a little bit here, there, and everywhere, but look how close these rounds are getting, and then they can't close down on the gun rounds. I don't know what to say about it. Nothing
captures the feeling of this game more than how Rain was behaving in that last round up against Mike S there as well. Mike S, though, comes in with a bit of finesse of his own. He's going to pluck the head off Jacob easily enough, and now, still the 1v1. Kiyoshima, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Dependable, not the kind of player to go for flashy, silly stuff. He'll just do the job and get it done right. Mike S is going to fall down. Good on you, Kiyoshima.
Kyo will never be the problem. Never. Never be the problem. Now we see the decent buy.
coming out, and they're 5-0 up here. So they've got the perfect buffer. Jacob's a little lower than the others, but that's no problem. He can be dropped out quite comfortably by 3 of the other players here. And on the other side, Mike still no armor, still nothing else, you know, still lacking a little here. This is the best buy they're going to get for a while. So again, this will be probably FaZe going back to their defaults. Take over mid control with 2 to 3 players, one splitting through underpass. Basically a 1-3-1. Essentially is what it comes down to. Keo goes through underpass possibly or watches the push-up. Jacob will work through B. Rain plays towards A, whether it be Palace or not, up to how he feels it. And the others slowly but surely pressure them. Now what this does is just make it very hard for Penta to read the approach.
Yeah, it turns this map into a bit more like Cobblestone, actually. And we know how Penta that has been stung by that kind of map and the way they play it through. It's nerve-wracking waiting for the teas to come from any which angle. You don't know where they're going to be approaching from. You try and get little snippets of information, little sound cues, but it's not enough. And now FaZe already got pretty much 4 people on the way towards B if they decide.
Because the logical response of losing complete control in mid is to push elsewhere. It's always to push up one of the extremities. And FaZe will be waiting for that. That's what that one player is always there for. Now we're going to see the 3-2 split coming through. 2 through short, 3 through the apartments. Crystal and Tarsin will be the first to meet the complete team of FaZe here. And it's going to be hitting right about now. First of 4 will be Tarsin, and next in line is Crystal. That is as clean as you like. Splitting their attention left, right, and center. Bomb plant, site's theirs. You can't do anything about it, Penta.
And they got all those players right onto the site before Penta even realized what was going on, because they closed off all avenues of line of sight or any sort of information gaining, I guess. Terrible way to put it, but FaZe had 4 people on that side, and Penta still weren't sure exactly where they were going to be over the map in general. So Stefan eventually pushed Palace for extra information, but now we're going to see some trading out, but the bomb's already down. It's already after the fact FaZe are going to go up 6-0 regardless. Mike sitting back. He wants to hold his AWP. He doesn't have armor. He doesn't need to go for any cheeky peeks near. But you know what, AZ? Well, he's that kind of guy. But now Mike gives his position away. Rain might want to chase in there as the round just times down. For Penta.
For Mike and Stefan. It was worth chasing them. If they could keep that down without having any other guns laid over, that would be really good. And they have so much money, they can kind of withstand
over
it.
10K for Rain there.
Yeah, and Alu as well, having a really nice start. He's doing perfectly for himself. And again, now that they're so there's 2 weapons, they can kind of spread the wealth a bit. If they'd got those away, that would be a lot of a hard decision to make. You'd be working with so much less. But they still have enough here to be, kind of scrape together this very shoddy buy. And FaZe switch it up. FaZe have shown their hand a couple of times. They're like, no. All right, we're going to just keep you guys guessing a little here. They've gone for the double play through Palace. Now, I like this. You should be able to isolate Keo, but Keo is not a weak-minded player. He will step up to the challenge. Stefan goes down, spots out another, and now they know what's going on. The rest of FaZe have to be careful, though. They can't push up through the Tetris just yet. LoL winning that fight is going to cause a massive problem. Now they're stuck.
Yeah, that's right. FaZe know from in front or behind they're going to be challenged at one point here. Good on Keo, at least gets himself the trade, but FaZe have to move that, and they need to access their site, and they need to plant this bomb, and then they need to play ahead of these smokes as well. Alu has one still as well, but there it is. Alu and AZ chiming in. LoL now, all of a sudden, going from the flanking player to be the guy way out of the fold. He's got no chance of getting back into the fight. That AWP that Mike has held on to before, absolutely no value gained. LoL just has to sit now and wait and hope he's not found.
And now they know exactly where it'll be. That's the problem. At least have like the best idea possible, because he was the one player to get the kill. So they know, well, here's the guy in Palace. Alu hasn't seen him by ramp, so he's probably by AZ. And you can see AZ like leaping up then. I don't think he actually caught a glimpse. So AZ could walk into this. You can actually see a decent angle from there. So LoL's got the first shot on this one. And knows he's coming, gonna land that, and then readjust quickly. Because he wants to keep hold of this. They have so little money now.
Oh, we'll manage to just get away there. So FaZe, like you said, could have punished Penta a little bit harder in the round prior there. It was, I guess, obviously with the AWP, but the result is essentially the same. Now we're going to have a tactical pause coming in, arguably for Penta at this stage, as they have a little bit of money to work with. They could buy on this round. I mean, a little bit skinned for Mike and Crystal, but enough to sort of be going on with. But, I mean, their best gun rounds have done very, very little to scratch the surface of FaZe.
The thing is that when they're on the pistols, though, they do a lot of damage. Like, if Rush, can you... Rush is the observer. Rush, if you can go through the rounds just on the scoreboard and just like highlight how many people are alive. Like initially, it wasn't clean for FaZe. Look at this, 2 left alive, 2 left alive. Keep going. Okay, that was the, once you saw those gun rounds coming in a little bit closer, but pistols again, 1 player, 1 player. They've been getting pretty close. That's the thing, and that's probably where it's been frustrating for them, because they've been getting it down to those 2 players. Thank you, Rush. But it kind of, you can stop now, Rush, it's okay. He doesn't know what to do now. He said, tasks. But it's been the fact that, for FaZe, they've been locking it down, though. And as much as Penta may try and get close, they just don't close down well enough. So once that site gets taken over, they do not get any sort of shine back into it.
Penta now as well have decided to go for some semblance of a buy here. It's going to mean it's a FAMAS for Crystal, and it's going to be a scavenged AK thrown over in the direction of Lol here, who is essentially the only player that's able to get a lot of kills, but often they're after the fact. They're sort of after the round's already lost here. Allo goes for an early peek. He actually catches Lol with that one as well. He goes down to 12 health. That's not a good start at all here for Penta. Lol wouldn't even have seen that coming. It would have been like a flash of lightning. And then, of course, the pain in his arm there where he's been tagged up, and not good at all here. He's going to have to back away for a moment, or at least just try and take some more defensive positioning over the map, as again, mid is starting to be annexed off by FaZe.
I want to see Penta go aggressive through mid. I want to see them try and do something different here, because Tarsin's trying it on B. That's the one thing they're approaching here. But no one's really worked out that, well, there's no one here. Let's, everyone focus A, because there's got to be where it's coming from. Stefan's going to have a horrible surprise, and there it is. Peekaboo, Jacob finds him, and now Mike S has to get ready. The mid is completely locked out by FaZe. They're looking to punish this further. AZ is already up in ladder room, getting control of Cat, getting a bit of jungle presence going, and Penta, slowly but surely, second by second, are losing out on real estate throughout this map. Lol's the swing factor. Now, he has nothing to lose. 12 HP and an AK, you shouldn't be able to get too much, really much done here. And probably FaZe won't check this. Now that Mike's S has been found, this means it's complete freedom for Lol. That's 2, and that could change here. He's seen the bomb. He knows surely where Jacob is. It's a 2v1, and this has changed everything.
Lol just wants to bide his time now and wait for Tarsin to get towards this side, but Jacob's going to have to challenge him any second. He will manage to spray Lol down. He was low in health, but he doesn't know where Tarsin is yet. He keeps looking towards Connector, towards jungle, thinking he might be there, but then he spots Tarsin out, showing himself at the exact wrong time. You don't need to. There's no bomb being planted. He knew that Jacob had to be close to that A side. There's no reason to push onto it like that, but he does. He exposes himself and gets taken down as a result.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. And Jacob as well. Like, let's be honest, Jacob flat out aimed him as well. Like, that was 2 players kind of working out where each other were at roughly the same time, and Jacob just trashes them.
If you're Tarsin as well, is it reasonable to think, okay, he actually may have gone towards the B site?
Yeah,
and
sure.
Do you sort of check that in that way, or do you go via CT?
For me, hindsight is 20/20. So when I look over this, I can see that the bomb was dropped there, blah, blah. I see the whole picture, but for them, maybe you didn't see exactly where the bomb was dropped, maybe he wasn't too certain, maybe you weren't hedges bet, just have a little peek towards A. But again, with X-ray on, with that hindsight, it was a little bit sloppy, to be honest. Could have played it a little bit better. But Stefan now and the Penta boys, if like usual, this round should be closer than their gun round. So again, keep your eyes on it. I think Rain's got other ideas this time around. He's kept it well into check, and Mike S locked out, 16 HP. Could get down Rain, good angle for that. But still, the other 3 positioned well, and with a bomb plant to support them, very unlikely anymore is going to happen.
Yeah, and Ali there just finishing off the job. So 9-0 for FaZe. And when you're at this point as Penta Sports, you don't have any of those save rounds in your pocket. You can't go, okay, boys, let's just hunker down for the winter. Let's save this round. Let's maybe, you definitely can't go for any double eco. So now your ideal buy is probably this. And this is pretty good for Penta. They've got essentially everything that they need. But they're not going to get too many rounds like this in the future, and especially if they get reset here. So even just to win a round as Penta is not remotely enough here.
No, this is a bit of a disaster. My guess. The thing is, you see him hitting the hard shots, right? And there are a lot of other AWPers like that. And Alu is certainly just going to be going miles ahead of this. Lol has been my star at the moment. Look at that play, 3 back-to-back in 3 different angles. He pretty much made this round competitive. The only round we've seen Penta be competitive, and that was because FaZe are going over-aggressive, and they know they are. Why not punish them? No, they're 9 up. They're 9-0 up. They are trashing Penta right now. They got a little sloppy on Lol. Playing 1 by 1 allows that to happen. It takes nothing away from Lol. Players like him deserve to be able to pick those up, and it's impressive he did. Keo, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You know what French players do when they jump like that. It just tilts me. Don't you dare do it. But Mike S, Tarsin, and Crystal should be able to win this.
AZ now as well. Make his way over towards that B side. And Mike is actually rotating early in towards Kitchen, so giving up a lot of real estate on that B site. Now, AZ and Keo don't really have any utility to play behind here, so they do need to essentially hit this site clean one way or another. But they've got the favourable split right now. They got, well, I don't know, Mike S, he seems just determined that there's something happening at A. Maybe a false call or a bad sound cue. And they're not there. Oh, okay, not bad, Mike S. Finds AZ as he tries to jump across. Now Keo knows he's up against it. There's going to be time for Crystal and Tarsin to rotate here, and Keo, well, he doesn't really fancy taking this challenge.
Well, he's not going to take that one. He's going to go A. Why not? He can get it. the faster they can get there will be CT. He doesn't know it, but you can make the risk. You take a chance for one of the plants. You won't be safe from everywhere, but you choose the safest position for you. I don't like it going straight for the CT plant, because that means Tarsin's got the clean peak. Whether or not he takes it, next big thing, but still, you've got to take a risk. Take a challenge. You got to plant out of it, which is, I guess, the best you can ask for at that point. But again, it's always about just where they're going to be. What's the most likely place? In theory, you'd probably have a player in jungle more than you'd have one in CT if you'd already shown presence at B, because it's the faster rotate and easier to be a linchpin on. But still, you know, for me, again, some of these positions, some of these plays, like my guess here, that looked on him, but it really wasn't. To be watching it back, slowed down, it just wasn't on him, quite simply as that. And LOL, for me, again, has been Penta's redeeming factor.
Yeah, no, he's been playing really nicely here as well. Unfortunately, it always seems to be him, you know, obviously being the lurker or coming around from the flank and getting a few kills or being sat safe on the site. So it kind of like, you know, we used to sort of make jokes about Nick Kill and Mousesports, and now he was sort of, you know, having to really pull the team along. I think LOL's a fantastic player. It's great where they managed to pick him up from, but the rest of Penta needs to live up to that sort of legacy, if you can call it that at this stage. So Crystal gets himself in the ladder room, doesn't even bother messing with that mid window right now. It says, Marquez doesn't have an AWP, but he fancies not to really test it. He's taken it to short, so a little bit of a variation here for Penta. He did try this last round as well. He jumped out of mid window towards short, still missed the shot. Second time, also misses the shot. Crystal, though, at least shuts down Easy. That's a little bit more of a different position. We don't usually see Crystal in that last round, in that spot. He backs away, though, towards CT, and Penta are going to take a breath. They're going to take a step back. They've gotten the pick, they've gotten the man advantage, they're going to wait for some more information.
But look at Alu, he's just walking up short with the Glock. Like, he's getting so much info. They've already backed away from this. They're probably expecting it. They're probably sitting deep on the sides. They're working this out with every free step they're taking. Look at this. Rain has walked up completely unscathed. Now, they should be using these mollies to clear these corners because LOL has been flourishing them. Now, Stefan trying to do the sort of same thing. Can't make it happen twice. That's not how it works. Alu finding Crystal as well means the player that was, you know, quick on the rotate, playing from jungle, now removed. However, would you expect Tarsin to sneak through the smoke? Probably not, and neither will Alu. That's a freebie back into this. 3v3 now.
Yeah, good decision-making there from Tarsin to go on and chase that one down. Marquez finds Jacob as well. Now things, maybe some light at the end of the tunnel starting to appear here for Penta. FaZe cut down to 2 players, but the bomb is down, and this is very winnable if you're FaZe. Already Kiyoshima chimes in, finds himself one. That's Tarsin to fall. He lingered too long towards jungle. And now Rain, a commanding position here on this site. Some more bank shots coming in though. LOL read through that quite nicely. And now Kyo has got to tighten his belt and get the job done.
Bomb's not playing for Kyo. He has to hit them on the cross, and he's going to find one sprays in on the last. He knows that Marquez is going to hold this. The smoke's up. Marquez is not going to stop defusing this. Oh. And he just missed one of those last 3 bullets, and he would have had that. But no. Finally, Penta get their second on the board, but that did, again, come down to the wire.
Again, bomb pipe for FaZe, so obviously money's still flowing in general for them, even after losing that round. For Penta, though, these rounds they're winning, they're costly. We can see how these shots go in as well. It was, yeah, 1 or maybe 2 of those shots away. I mean, you're using a Tech 9 through smoke, so you very much are throwing up the Hail Mary right there. Not ideal bomb plant there, obviously, for Kyo's positioning. So interesting how that sort of came about, but let it be that way. Now Ali gets a pick. Marquez opens up nicely. Can't get the second shot, though. Stefan sprays down for 3, and now it's going to be 2 players left for FaZe. It's AZ and Kyo with a heck of a lot on their plate. Again, it'll be Kyo to try and get them out of a bad situation, but AZ helps out there from Connector.
Yeah, AZ a little bit late to helping out then, because as soon as you show ramp progression, that's the weakness, that's the downfall. Connector, because you get the perfect flank on it, of course. And now Kyo up against Tarsin, and Tarsin will keep it together. And well, let's break that down, because I've got to feel a little bit for FaZe in that round, considering that Penta hadn't really done that double ramp aggression. They hadn't really gone for that too much. And then as soon as like, all right, guys, let's do just 1 mid, let's hit A. All right, everyone, let's go A. And then Penta suddenly at ramp. It's just like, really? That's the round you decide to do this on? So a little unfortunate, but again, FaZe being pushed a little bit here. Let's see what they go back to. Maybe a bit more default. The kind of 2B, well, 1 through underpass, 2 top mid, 1 through kind of ramp or palace. Just try and get something going. And look at AZ, so brazen. He knows he's playing well. He knows he can land these shots. And we're going to have Alu bounding up Catwalk as well, who's been having a bit of a good game. The shots he's been hitting have been impressive.
Missing a crucial one at the start of last round, but again, he's peeking in towards the A side against people who are very advanced in positioning. So not easy shots to hit. Now it's going to be a boost into mid window for Jacob. This is just going to compound FaZe's mid control at the moment and give them a bit more of it, but Marquez was expecting this. He takes a bit more of a rear position, sits back, hoping to spot Jacob, but that's a shot you really want to give. You give up that mid control to get that kill. It's a transaction, but he doesn't get the kill. Now Kyo picks up Tarsin. You're starting to sweat as Penta here.
This is the whole point of the basically a 1-3-1. You make them want to push up through the extremities. As I said earlier, Tarsin then tried to get back info, tried to get back some real estate. That's where Kio's position comes into its own. It catches the push up and gives you an advantage. And he's selling it like it's a B. 3 players instantly respond. Stefan, Marcus, and Crystal all come over. The more damage Kio does, the better. But he wasn't meant to be the end game plan. It was always meant to be this mid and this A play. But the bomb was left at the top of mid. So again, still very much undecided how this one pans out. Does Marcus hit the clean shot? Can Rain hold that safety net across jungle? And then it's all down to Stefan and AZ.
Well, Marcus might just be looking in the wrong direction at this stage. He's actually just sitting outside of that B site. He's made his way to kitchen now, and FaZe make the correct decision. They're going to go towards A here.
The one weakness that they have to know is that CT is not clear. So they can plant for short, they can plant for ramp, but they cannot openly plant for CT, and AZ just takes the fight. Absolutely nuts play from him. A little riskier now, my guess. You've got to come back into a nice after-plant position. Not going to help out when you miss that, and AZ is landing blinders.
Yeah, really nice stuff from AZ as well. He started off the round, I mean, 15 and 10, now 17 and 10 there as well. The guy that can temper this aggressive play, this brazen play, with just good thinking, good foresight. And obviously reading into that situation very, very nicely. Timing was definitely on his side. So FaZe stemmed the small amount of blood, I guess, that was starting to flow a little bit. Penta put a scratch on him, but that's just about it. Now, I think the reality of that reset pretty much comes into its own here. Not a lot of money here for Penta to work with at all. Tarsin opens up nicely, though, makes his way over towards Courtyard, but there's always the trade. Jacob finds him now. Good for the T's to get that little bit of trade, and Crystal has to hit big with this Deagle, but he's not going to be tested. Jacob steps back. The rest of FaZe deciding what they want to do with mid further.
Wow. When this guy starts playing well, it is enjoyable to watch. Crystal can cause a problem, though. That you highlighted it earlier. They left the AK there, which is kind of sloppy. They could have taken that away. And now, the Snacks Wonderland might be coming back out to play. He sees the bomb, he sprays in, hoping the second would just walk into it. Alu is having none of that. And now, will he go any further? Yes, he's going to commit towards B. We've got the B push now coming in. Law unsure of this. Mike S, the only one there with a CT bit of armor and 2 flashes. Again, can do damage. I don't know if he's going to be allowed to. Certainly not like that.
Still a little bit costly for FaZe on this particular anti-eco situation. Obviously, it was a little bit of a force here from Penta. You could see from what they were toting at the start of the round. It's going to be low with nothing but a 5-7 here. And, well, Ali doesn't really miss too many shots, especially not these ones. So he'll have the little bit of a pixel changing color. He'll be having his eyes right in the middle of the screen there just to spot for that one. And Lol gets the AK that was dropped there as well. FaZe maybe just a little bit absent-minded about what transpired in that part of the map, realizing that, hey, weapons were dropped here. If someone could sneak up here and get it, they'll be walking away with quite an expensive weapon, and Lol will do that. Jacob, checking towards top mid, is not going to find him at this stage, so it's daylight robbery here, and Lol is getting out.
Yeah, any saving grace at this point is good for Penta. They don't have much else. Scoreline-wise, pretty condemning, not impossible. Lol's position, oh my god.
Ooh.
Just about keeps it. As I said, they needed that. Their money's so trashed.
But yeah, this is the reset into, and they force, and then, yeah, they got nothing this round.
I would say, because it is the last round coming up, you know, at least they have a little bit of something, you know? It's
a little bit of something is better than nothing of something, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But for FaZe, obviously this is still not very nice. On the other side, I think Rain just going to show him how it's done. Just walks straight out. Gorgeous movement up towards Tetris. Lands a couple of tags towards Tarsin. He needs the support here now to come through. I think it's Alu coming through Palace, who already gets found. So Lol, they're going to provide his worth and then some. But AZ has been the changer here normally. He tries to pull him in close and then just absolutely cut him at the knees. And this could be perfect now.
Bit of a disengage here for FaZe. I like this change of pace for them now. When AZ's a linchpin, he can catch rotators here quite easily, or give the signal over to the rest of FaZe, saying that there are players rotating towards B, guys. I can hear them. Lol, though, will be rotating back through CT, so AZ won't be able to detect him.
They're going to slow down. They want to allow AZ the chance to get any players towards A, basically. So then if they got maybe a ridiculous couple of shots, they could bang in through underpass, switch something up. So again, FaZe keeping options open, even with 1 minute left. However, time's going to start running out now. AZ's gone. They're limited on options, and Crystal knows what's coming his way.
Yeah, you've essentially just got to go now for FaZe. No other choice. You've got 55 seconds left. There's still some time, but you've got no really other ways of getting information. So the straight challenge on towards Crystal yields a 1v1, but Mike S has got a nice little cheeky spot on the bomb side. He sees the backside of Jacob and sprays for it, and he catches it now. It's going to be Kiyoshima. Got himself a grenade there as well, trying to spray around the corner. Gets the decent damage down, but he's 1v4, and it's going to be low to shut things down. However, FaZe, it's 11-4 at the half-time, Lauren. A lot of work to be done here for Penta in the second.
Yeah, that's an understatement. That was a very commanding first half from FaZe. Looking somewhat complacent at times, especially in those anti-ecos. They lost out to maybe 3 players, but they'd still win the rounds. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how close you get, as long as you're winning them in the end. And 11-4 means that they certainly were doing that.
And that's right, of course. The second half, the beginning to that will be crucial. Pistol means everything. Penta have a lot to live up to. We'll have to see how they manage to do it in the second half, coming right up after the break. Well, it's a battle of second place and 14th place teams here in the ESL Pro League. Penta, obviously, right down the bottom of the ladder, have only played 2 maps, so we're not holding that against them. But FaZe looking pretty good so far in the season and in Mirage so far as well.
Yeah, they look completely unscathed by Penta so far. Hopefully they don't fall into the trap that we saw Virtus.Pro kind of trip towards, where things got a little bit closer towards the second half, and of course what happened on towards Cash. However, FaZe look really on point. We're seeing individuals having those big games, and that's what, whenever you discuss FaZe against tier 1 teams, you discuss the fact that they need several of those individuals to have those big performances. We're seeing AZ having a real cracking game. Now, again, if anyone else steps up with him, we've seen glimmers from several players. This is going to be kind of tough. I don't know. I'm curious to see how this one works out. I don't think Penta's got it in them, but again, I'd love to see them surprise me.
Well, Pistol will be the starting point. That's at least where they can start to mount some sort of a comeback here. FaZe definitely showed up on their T side. Mid control was everything now, and look, the stack towards B is not really going to work out here. Poor old Kiyoshima. I mean, he's not the problem here, really. It was the decision to send 4 players away, but he's going to be on his own up against the entirety of Penta, who are out for blood. They're looking to start things off quite well here. Kyo, not going to be able to get any there. Stefan turns around and gets a headshot. Alu, hello, through the smoke. Okay, then. Stefan falls down. And now we can make his way a little bit closer over towards this site. It's going to be FaZe set up for the retake with 4v4 situation on our hands.
And, well, Tarsin, though, the raid boss, can come into it, and there's the support as well. Lol's going to support him and leave it all down to Alu. Now, he has no kit to his name, so that's going to make it even trickier at this point. With 3 players to find, we've got to see some insane work from him. As Tarsin will hold the push, Lol baits him in, and even from the back line, you had pressure coming through as well. So, not too much fun coming through there for FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, you got to accept that as FaZe. You always take a risk stacking a particular site. This is an MM at low silver, and sometimes they don't rush B on that first round. So Penta make the move towards A. It works out well. It's, when you're in Kiyoshima's position as well, you're often spoiled for choice, and you can be a little bit flustered by how many people sort of drop down in front of you. So fair enough. Now, Force here coming out from FaZe generally. We've got Deagles, we've got 5-7s, we've got a UMP even from AZ.
Okay. I think FaZe just want this over and done with. way they're playing. They're forced into it, which is perfectly fine. So Kia's looking for it. They're just seeing if it was a default A there pretty much. Now they've got the info it isn't. They might want to push a little further just to make sure no one's around the other corner, but then they need to back away. But then the problem is they've got mid control on Penta. So Penta need to be quick though. They can't dilly-dally on this one because at that point, the jig's up, the plan's noted, and everything falls apart. So already, FaZe should have a good idea where they're going. So people like Rain should ready themselves here, and let's see what they can do with this.
Yeah, just around the corner there with the Deagle as well. It's going to be Rain trying to plug him in, but it's going to be Marquez shutting him down. Jacob, though, at least gets the bomb loose, and Stefan, though, responds. It's going to be Kiyoshima and AZ coming in here from a flanking position, but Tarsin's going to be prepared for it. Either he heard it, or it was quite a conspicuous missing 2 players over on that side. It's going to cause some shots going towards Keo, and AZ may even want to try and hang on towards his UMP at this stage. Investing into this round, hoping to get something for it, coming out with absolutely squat.
I don't know, what do they have? So they've got the head armor on Keo. Yeah, it's worth just saving this then. Absolutely worth it at this point. Nothing else to be done here, really. Maybe some exits would be ideal. But, press tab again. Let's just see how LoL's doing quickly. Rush, press tab.
21 and 11.
Nice. So yeah, LoL's having a good game. That's nice to see. Because, you know, I've been looking for someone to step up for Penta because Marquez has these kind of on and off games. Crystal hasn't been quite playing to the standard that we keep expecting. You know, like on the Cobble game before, we're like, all right, Crystal's someone to watch, keep your eyes on. Didn't really see much from him. So again, FaZe will have to go through this round. There's nothing more to be seen. They kept those previous guns because the best they could ever do out of it, pretty much. And on the other side, it should be farming time. But a big difference in the way they've approached this. You've got 1 UMP, 1 Tech 9, and that's it. The others have the rifles. But you know, before when we saw FaZe on their T side, it was almost all SMGs, that sort of thing. And FaZe have gone for the stack.
Yeah, again, stacking towards A now as well, trying to hedge their bets on that side. But Penta play this default. There's 1-3-1. Crystal, unaware, perhaps, as to how many players exactly are going to be waiting on the other side of T-ramp there. He probably wouldn't have heard too much. Nade just goes lazily in the direction of Rain there as well. Doesn't really inflict mortal damage per se, just a bit of a tickle. And now the entirety of Penta are ready to burst out of Connector at any moment.
Connector's the one problem. You get so exposed by players coming through Connector, so whoever... Yeah, it's Rain. He's going to have to try and do something from jungle, but he's smoked off. So Penta have taken a really long time. This is a problem. It allows this to happen. And look at it from the back lines. Rain comes in, gets the job done. Jacob provides as well. And then there you go. Final player's shown his hand, and he gets shut out. That's the power of a good read. That's the power of understanding the positioning. Rain was in a power of position then. As soon as they come up Connector, the rest of his team was vulnerable. They're going to focus on that. He was allowed the freedom, and no one checked it.
Smoke was up there as well, and you can see he's forced essentially to push through it. He knows he may as well go for it there. Catches low with a quick headshot and then able to finish off on towards Tarsin. Gets himself an AK, and it's just all uphill from there. Nicely done. Very good turnaround. Penta didn't have a lot of information to go on either, to be fair. They didn't actually push that player up T-ramp, so they couldn't have even guessed as to how many players were awaiting them. FaZe, take the risk. They reap the rewards. And now Penta again, trying to come back into this one. Still can buy Crystal with a deagle. And they're tentatively checking mid here, Penta. Afraid that maybe FaZe off the back of this one wants to get aggressive up. You can see Lol, he's positioning here right up towards the edge. Not yielding anything yet.
And I want to look at the differences, because Penta have tried to take mid control. Something that FaZe were doing on such a regular basis on their T side. I want to see now how FaZe try and approach it. If they lose mid control, do they keep fighting? I think this could be the underhand pop flash, quite possibly, if Alu goes for it there from mid window. He's not going to. He's going to back away from that. Maybe just flash over his teammate. I'm curious, because you know he has played a supporting role before as well, so it's always nice to see what sort of set pieces they're looking at doing. We'll have to wait and see what Alu comes up with here, because it looks like he wants to be the one to make the play. Penta are going to go for the boost here, and there's the catch out. Marquez caught Alu completely unawares. Didn't expect that one. Now the deeper smoke's going to come through just to avert any sort of gaze from Connector as they do sneak their way up towards that B site.
Yeah, Penta have a couple of moments here to decide where they're going to go. They won't be seen, essentially, but AZ actually going to peek through the smoke in Connector. He's going to make his way through there as well. He actually doesn't be able to catch on to anyone. It's going to be Lol. YOLO to shut him down, and now 4 players going to make the way towards B. It's just one after another now, FaZe falling like dominoes, but Rain actually really embodying that particular expression. Unfortunately, he's lacking his teammate Kiyoshima. What? Surely not. Now 1v2 situation here. He's down to 19 points of health. He knows where Stefan is. It's a little bit too good to be true there, but he inflicts some serious damage on Penta, who is still trying to build an economy.
Not gonna lie.
This buy is going to suck.
It's not gonna be great. This terrifies me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if that little bit of a trade was cleaner. Let's say he was left on 50, something like that. I could see him winning it because one of the 3 players left alive is completely useless at this point. Mike S gets banged out, let's be real, and the other just about pulled it back in line. So it looks like we're going to see a default A from Penta. To some aspect, it might be slightly changed up, slightly switched up. Have to see how they finally pull it through because you could see someone lining up the smoke towards stairs. And I'm a little bit dubious of them doing it against an eco. When you put this many smokes up, you allow players to kind of sneak their way around. You can play a little bit ahead of the smokes, try and power your way through, but it does look as though Stefan's going to be working his way up. So I'm worried here for Penta, considering, you know, FaZe do like the old A-stack, and Alu, if he feels it's the right time to go on this, there is trouble afoot. Not going to be the case. He plays into it, tries to allow AZ the chance, can't get it done, and Stefan is doing everything.
Smoke screens are out there. Penta can approach this side pretty comfortably, and Kiyoshima is blown to smithereens there as well. Jacob probably catching a bit of him on his boot there, just over in that CT, and Rain will have to wait. So Penta push on there as well. It's pretty much no frills, no nonsense, no nothing. It's standard take of the site. 2 smokes went in towards jungle there, and there was no challenge from CT afterwards. So Rain has a position to at least get himself the cheeky frag. Lol should be checking it. A little flick of the gun over in the right direction will get himself a couple kills. So we talked about FaZe in the first half. There were a couple rounds that were sort of dominating. They had momentum, and even then they were sort of forgetting a couple things. You know, turn the light off here. You know, don't leave the fridge door open. You know, or don't leave AKs out for Penta to just grab. And now maybe we're starting to see how that looks when they don't have the momentum.
The thing that you'll always see with Penta, at least that stood out to me, was they do have some of these unique plays. They do actually have them up their sleeve. We saw it on their cash game against Virtus.Pro, but it's the lack of depth. Once teams work out what they're doing or how they're doing it, they don't have the ability to instantly switch up. They can't go, all right, guys, well, they've worked this out. Let's go back to, you know, doing this. Let's fall to this sort of strategy. Now, I don't think they've been pushed to their limits just yet at all. I think they should have plenty more to play with. But I think FaZe will have the sort of longevity to pull them through. So what are we seeing this round? Already it's a massive posture towards B. It could swing in towards an A hit if they get an early pick, because they can go straight through underpass. They have that player in mid, one in Palace, still very viable. But AZ, what a cheeky spot. He can see up here as well. Tarsin's in trouble. Oh, actually, AZ just walked out at the wrong time. That's put him in the bad spot now. It all switches around. So Penta look hesitant, though. They don't know where to take it, and Rain is going to take the advantage, straight away finding Tarsin and giving away a bit of the game.
Well, I don't know what Crystal's going to be able to do here over at the A side now when he's lacking teammates, perhaps a bit of information, and he gets pretty much none. Almost trying to fake himself leaving that side, coming back and checking here. Alu actually joining Kiyoshima over at A here, and this is not a bad read from Alu. We very, very quickly made the correction back over towards this side of the map. This is going to allow Kiyoshima to push a little bit more ahead. He might go in towards, yeah, just up on here on wood, and I thought lower dark possibly, but now he'll at least be able to hear some of the setups here. He'll be the first player to receive. There'll be time for everyone else to respond. Alu will be waiting in CT.
Time is everything as well. This is the main point. They're down to 25 seconds. If Kyo gets a 1-for-1 trade, perfect. If he buys more time, becomes a nuisance, even better. 20 seconds now. They have to clear him out. Alu wastes what he had there, a perfect opportunity. But Penta had the mollies. That speeds up the process. But AZ finds the angle. Stefan goes down, that's the bomb. 10 seconds, they only had to stay alive, and AZ goes beyond that by finding Mike S. What a tragedy of what looked like a really well-recovered round from Penta. Those mollies pulled them back to being viable there, and then suddenly it all fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, with Alu missing a bit of a key shot there as well, just being flashed out, I think, on the push for the site for Penta. Kiyoshima, unfortunately, his valiant efforts almost went completely unnoticed, or at least no value was gained from them. However, FaZe get the value. They get the one round. They get themselves the guns, continuing coming into their hands. So, a couple nades here in towards that T-ramp, and Crystal feels the brunt of those. There are a lot of shrapnel in him, down to 51. Again, he hasn't had much action, the man. I haven't seen too much work over at A thus far. It's mostly been Penta. Their default almost looks like 3 players towards B with 1 in mid here. A little bit of a different spin on FaZes as they like to sort of set up in courtyard and maybe work through underpass there. But there's Tarsin going down there as well. That's the sole that's the sole Midocus presence being neutralized here. Crystal's going to go and join the rest of his team. They're going to try and put all their resources in the one direction.
They should be able to read this. That smoke that was put down from Tarsin went to the deeper side of connector to allow for a B split up short. So Jacob should be aware of what's coming his way now. They should be able to read this, and look at that gorgeous aim. Mike S gets absolutely shredded. Quick pop flash Pronac style, buying the time, and look at it on the other side. That is absolutely devastating. They've run past each other, but Jacob still gets it. That is that's lovely CS to me. That is gorgeous stuff. Crystal now left in a really awkward spot. Everyone knows where he is. He's going to try and take a fight, runs out of bullets, and runs out of HP.
Now, as Natu would say, what can you say about that? Really not much to be done after, you know, Tarsin going down in towards mid there as well. Interesting situation here, and Jacob, look at it, look how he checks himself. He doesn't go for that last one. Obviously knows he needs to reload anyway, but takes the time even just to pop flash out. Crystal gets 2 kills elsewhere. That was actually coming through short, but Jacob was in no immediate threat, I guess. Lowell jumped over his head or whatever happened, but again, FaZe 2 rounds away from taking this one out here. We haven't seen much from Penta yet in this game, but there is still hope.
I'm hoping for the adapted smokes here. Considering Mike has his spot, I'm hoping they're the ones that draw the line across A. However, that's a problem. Keo, you're meant to not be the problem, and you're causing these guys a lot of stress here. There's 5 players on the other side of this. Now, he's actually not seen a single person, so he might read this a little differently. However, he's probably going to hear these steps, a little bit of fumbling, a little bit of changing around. One pop flash. I'm wondering if that's a fake one. He's going to have a proper one put down for him. No, he's just going to take it. That's what you get for being a little bit of a half-handed man there. Going to get punished. Stefan's going to find Rain, and it's all falling apart. But AZ, do you believe, Mitch?
From this position, yeah, I do. We can spray down. They don't have enough armor as well. Some of them have none at all. Penta come in with not much to work with, and AZ, he'll take quick 4 kills away. Now this puts Jacob in a 1v1. That's far better than FaZe deserve to be position-wise, given the start of this round. And Jacob, sure as hell better make it worthwhile now. He's actually still not sure where Crystal is at this stage.
Go CT. Yes! I love that. That's perfect timing for this. If he can still sell Jacob that it's a B hit by 1 flash, 1 nade something, that's brilliant. Because you get the perfect timing on the flank around the back. You kind of make the assumption that they'll be, you know, making...
he's got no idea Crystal is.
Yeah, exactly. This is brilliant. Like, Jacob's going to be sat there going, there's a chance this could happen, but it's more likely he's going B. But the problem is now Jacob's got to B, seen nothing. It's time to turn around. He'd applied the bomb by now. You start to ask these questions of yourself. Crystal doesn't have much else to work with. He does, however, now have the M4. So, planting. Takes a safe-ish plant. Now Jacob wants to fight, and he's going to spot him out. Look at the tag straight away. Crystal, he's down to half HP. Nade rolls in, doesn't get it, but it does avert the gaze for a second. Jacob, moving up, does have a smoke, a molly, flashes, and a kit. He's got everything he needs here.
Oh, God.
No need to rush, and here we go. The diffuser's coming in. Great lineup from Crystal, though. Just kept it calm, and a very nicely played out 1v1 by him.
In your opinion, can you just fake that one and sort of force Crystal to go for something like super aggressive? Maybe would he even bother running over the Molotov there? Would he be that desperate to try and bring the round back, given where the game is right now?
It's debatable, isn't it? He could have probably played that out a little bit, you know, keener, I guess is the only way I can put it. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to go for that, like, quick play.
He had a kit and he had a bit of time still.
Yeah, he could have still played that out a little bit differently, but it looks like FaZe going to go for that mid-aggression. I was waiting for this.
Yeah, this is what we kind of see, getting used to seeing from FaZe, but getting shut down here, they've only got pistols. I mean, Kiyoshima has a Deagle, Alu and Rain haven't even brought up at all in this round, so it's not going to amount to too much. One kill, I think Alu will probably have his Obama not bad face on after that one. He'll be happy enough. It's going to be FaZe, just let that one go by the buy, and then they can buy back in.
But this is, you know, again though, double eco territory, not fun. I'm wondering if we get a stack or something a little bit different now from FaZe. So tried the mid-aggression, they gifted them 1 kill, that's fine. Do they play default? What we got here? AZ's going aggressive in mid. Okay, is Alo and Keo going to help him? Yeah, all right, so they're looking for opportunities early, it seems. That's what that kind of just said to me. Smoke off ramp, try and push up a little bit, try and find something going on here. Stefan expected it as well, just spamming the smoke. Very nice intuition from Penta. Got to be careful, though. If they try and pinch towards mid, they've stacked out connector.
Penta tried to do this to FaZe, actually, on their first force round. I think it was round 2 of the game. I think it was Jacob walked in with a Mac 10 and mowed them down. So Tarsin, though, doesn't seem... Okay, checks it briefly. Doesn't see anything at all. Okay, so you didn't see Ali. He was too far in the corner. AZ has a bit of smoke behind him, and AZ gets the kill there on towards Tarsin. He's going to back away, but 1 kill. Alu recovers the AK as well. Grenade explodes at his feet, but he's really not concerned about that at all. Good little trade, good little turnaround early from FaZe. But Penta pull out of mid, and they're wrapping.
Alu's reading this really well. Can he find a better position? Oh, this could be beautiful. All right, he can play in dark here or push up to ramp. I'd like either. Just aggressive enough to cause even more problems. Penta have to be careful. They've got 2 mollies. Do they check this? They should be, but do they? That's the thing. No one else is there for Alu. It's all him right now. He has to be the linchpin player. It's all about timing, and timing is not on his side. There you go. Lol breaks in. Big play from him again. Very important kill. The 3 remaining players from FaZe don't have the same amount to work with as Alu did, so this should be done and dusted. Penta should close this round out cleanly.
Keo, a couple of shots, and he sheepishly backs away there. It's going to be AZ to make his way over towards the side via CT. He already went very, very low in that first little engagement, and of course, he's going to go down. Lol falls to his hand, though, so not terrible again, but Rain trying to emulate that situation, create some sort of opportunity there from T-Ramp, should I say, doesn't get anything. So now FaZe actually have the money. Bit of a double eco. They'd like to forget about that as quickly as they possibly can. Look to AZ now as well, who's really been leading from the front in a lot of situations. It's a double AWP play here for FaZe, the first of the map.
Seeing Keo in the AWP, always going to be exciting. I think Alu's doing okay, but not really being dominant mid, so again, looking to see where they take this. So Keo's going to be playing CT. You've got Alu. This is brazen. I like this. This is much better. You've got the support from AZ and Rain, so why not go for it? Once that smoke, once the smokes dissipate, then you're in trouble because you've got underpass pressure coming in, and now he backs away. And that's completely fair. So Penta looking for this mid to A hit. This is very reminiscent of what FaZe were doing almost, taking over Palace control early on with Mike S. He can back away as he feels free, but FaZe are far more attentive toward mid here. They're not backing straight off from this.
I think they can catch the tail end of some players as these smokes do dissipate. Tarson as well, just going to try and keep Rain honest. Hits a Molotov over towards short. It's going to keep his head down for the moment. It's going to keep him out of trouble, as it were. Lol going to approach down towards short. So it's a lot of those smokes now expiring. Penta only one smoke on their whole team. So they're set up there. It's gained them ground. They move up mid very, very slowly. A lot more slow than FaZe do, to be fair. FaZe just, shuttle 3 players straight on towards short and try and make something happen with them here. AZ's going to take a duel there in towards mid. Someone going to be coming in from above him there as well. It's going to be Lol that gets the better of him. He catches him by surprise, but Alu trades out with the AWP here. Still control of mid for FaZe for now, but they've allowed Penta to get over towards the B side, on towards short. A brief trade over onto that B side, but now with 4 players coming in from Penta, FaZe must hold.
Oh, yeah, and Rain and Jacob have a really nice setup. Incredibly hard to break, but there it goes. Suddenly the spine is broken. They didn't know those 2 players were there while that whole time they're building up. But now Alu fancies a chance. He fancies taking this. Both ops on a retake, not what you want here, but Keo's found Mike S and Alu. That's the Alu we were looking for. Crystal gets reminded of that, and now FaZe put themselves onto 15. Penta, they've been keeping up. They've been putting up a very competitive match here, but just in the end get snuck ahead of. But still, this is not over yet.
No, I mean, Lol's on a 30 at the moment, can I just point out. 30.
That's big.
Double his nearest teammate there as well. So that man especially has been putting in a lot of work. Obviously, the Spanish import from G-Bots, if those remember. And now Alu again. Aggressive positioning in towards mid. He'd like to get an early peek. If we see Penta slowly trying to move in and take control, that's what he wants to do. That's where he wants to be. Tarson falls down early. That's the call, the shot caller, I guess, for Penta already being taken off the plate. Not much presence towards A. It's just Crystal this time, so Alu read it correctly last time around. This time, in fact, he's actually heading in towards mid and maybe able to help over B, but it's just Jacob left alone at B at the moment.
Yeah, Alu's going to be peeking towards short, keeping an eye on underpass. He saw players there earlier, so he might actually start reading it being a B play pretty quickly. I don't know if Crystal's been selling much over towards A, but it's down to Jacob pretty much at this point. He has to be the one to hold it back, unless someone gives up something to Crystal, which shouldn't happen, but actually look at where they're going here. Now, the bomb is the important factor. Stefan's the one with a bomb, so he's not really going anywhere just yet. They're still looking for chances here. They're still looking to get another advantage, and I don't think they're going to get it, but Alu's in a good spot as well.
I wonder if they boost this into mid window and try and wrap it on towards B here with the kill. But there's Mike S, takes down AZ. That's a beautiful start. Now that is at least a player cleared out of mid. Penta may not boost into it, but they can also transition this control over towards A. Alu's forced to step ahead of the Molotov there. This may not be anticipated from Penta, but Mike S does fall down there. It was Kiyoshima to find him. He was all the way over on the A side. That's a lovely little inclusion there with Kyo still getting involved in the game.
Jacob has to back away from that molly. It was going deeper than he expected. He tried to back away from it. Alu's there now on short, but he doesn't hit the shot cleanly. Now we're down to the 2v2 again. This is very, very close. Kyo with the AWP, Alu with the AWP. Both having to play retake on this site. It's so far from ideal. Alu's going to switch up to the M4. They could probably just switch that right on over. Now Alu's going to check towards the bench. I think Kyo might have just caught a glimpse of one. Alu trying to be played into this, but Lol finds him already, and it's Alu left in the 1v2. Penta should have this under wraps, but Alu's actually got some decent distance here. He's got away with a bit of murder at this point. He's got a kit in the molly. He can still do damage here. He tried to get the quick pick up on Lol. It didn't happen. Crystal was the next target for him, but he was a step further ahead than where he needed to be, and Penta lived to fight another day. And look what they've done towards FaZe's economy. They're down to under 2k. This is a very good position for Penta to pull this even closer.
Yeah, and with Kyo now, oh dear. They need to do something with this round. I mean, yeah, 1,500, 1,300 there for AZ, 1,100 for Rain. Not a lot to be going on with here at this stage. Great haul by Penta as well. Did a very good job of making themselves scarce and not showing themselves until they absolutely had to over on that B side. Constantly kept FaZe guessing, and that's the situation you hate to play into if you're with AWPs. The round prior to that, Penta peaked. They tried to challenge out towards Kitchen, and that just gave the AWP players the kills. AC, though, not getting anything this round.
No, Penta playing this very cleanly. This is good stuff. Haven't actually even had to use their mollies yet. That was the one thing I was waiting to see, clear out these corners.
Play ahead of those.
Yeah, they're just playing ahead of everything. Again, Mike is going to find Jacob. Good work. Team ace. Every single player getting 1 kill. Everyone's staying alive. Penta building up money.
And yeah, the double eco, if you're FaZe, though, with this, the way they're managing their economy has been not good. This double AWP buy, like, I don't know. I mean, it didn't work out, obviously, but they did get cut down to 2 players on that round they won. So
for me, it looked like they were just trying to finish the game. Rather than playing the game, round per round, building up to it, it was just over and done with at that point in their minds. And now they're being reminded that's not the case. So they're going to try and make a bit, something happen here for FaZe. Push up mid, a bit of a shooting gallery almost. So as soon as one person swings out, you get a lot of shots towards you, basically. That's going to be Mike S, but he doesn't get the main piece of the focus here. Actually, his teammate just off beside him. Mike S will be the one to find the vast majority of these guys. FaZe, again, trying something, but merely to be received by Mike.
Yeah, I mean, they make that token investment to give themselves maybe upgraded pistols. I mean, Keo has the 5.7. Rain with absolutely nothing here as well. So his economy looking pretty darn average at the moment. Obviously, no issues for Penta there as well. The next round, we'll see a buyout for FaZe. I mean, if they're going to win it in the next round, that's kind of really teasing people, isn't it? It's kind of very much leaving it to the last minute to win out here. I'm not saying that this was all by FaZe's design, by the way. I'm saying that Penta broken back in. I really think Lowell has just been... Honestly, like, the kills that he's been getting, that's some serious carry boots he's been putting on there. And
you can't underestimate Mike S, but you can't underestimate Keo. He's only going to get 1 there, and Rain's on 12 HP, so I'll carry on to that. But Mike S, to me, has, from what was actually a bit of a bad CT side, if I'm very honest. He was missing a lot of shots. He wasn't quite as crisp as I'd like. He's actually turned it around quite drastically, and he's shown some real grit to his play at this point. So for me, a little bit of play to look towards 21 kills. He's certainly showing on the scoreboard. However, let's get into this round, because it's 15-14. This can go to overtime, or FaZe will close it and break some hearts. That's your choice. Now, they're operating with less than ideal setups here. Only 1 kit. And on the other side, absolutely perfect. And Penta going to go for the default A hit here, it looks like. Keo could absolutely destroy this. I wonder.
Or he could. It could completely drop the bickies as well. We've seen that happen sometimes. It really depends how we see Penta come towards his site. At least Keo has a little bit more than a USP, which is what he had last time this situation happened to him now. So Stefan's going to be the first to walk on towards the side, and the set play comes in. The smoke comes down. Stefan tries to spray down in lower dark. Unbeknownst to him, you already see that Kiyoshima had fallen to Tarsin. Not a great opening here. Tarsin comes towards the side. A lot of smoke over towards that connector opening there. Stefan wins out again. Penta look like they're going to take this to overtime. FaZe taking too many casualties early. Cheaply lost lives here. Puts Penta in pole position.
It really does, and this is a good afterplant position as well for Penta. They've got so many players standing, 5 to be precise, of course. The 3 players go... Easy! Easy, come on. Come on, the guy's probably next to you while you're doing this. This is when you focus up, when you pull that land sort of face back on. It's all down to Rain, 1v3. Good luck, mate. Got mollies coming in, and there it is. We're going to overtime. It's not over yet. And I said you can get complacent. I said this could be a factor, and we've just seen it happen. And it's frustrating, because FaZe were walking through this game in the first half, and then it felt as though they decided to give us a bit of a game.
Well, it's the second time in 3 games, in 3 maps, I guess, that Penta have really taken it quite close in the end. Yeah, eventually people, if it's underestimation, it's fine. I think FaZe also tend to do a bit of both. They like to underestimate. They also, they recognize their talent. They recognize the potential in that lineup as well, and sometimes they can sort of hurt them. I think, look, if they get to this point, that they already realize that we've been a bit wasteful this game. We've been a little bit sloppy. There are some situations that we didn't need to be in. And they didn't navigate them out of them either very efficiently. So this is Russia's fault, apparently.
Rush is the problem.
Yeah. So overtime comes in. Penta now as well, building up a bit of a head of steam. I mean, at the end of regulation time, I don't even know how many kills Lowell had.
No. I'd say the one thing here is, and I don't want to take away from Penta, because that's what it sounds like I'm doing, and that's not what I mean, but it's... Yeah, the difference from... FaZe, I'm going to run through you, to FaZe, I'm not focused. We never saw real mid-aggression on gun rounds particularly. We never saw anything special. Penta, they're a very good T-side. They're doing just fine on that. They've been able to do this before, but you can't say it's without fault. Turn off auto-director rush. What are you doing? I see you put that on. Yeah, I still see it. Rush. Who's allowed him to go to the bathroom? Who's let this happen? I can't.
He spilled on himself. He spilled something. Anyway, I mean...
Is that real?
Lauren. Put the fangs away. But to be fair, the only time we saw FaZe go aggressive in mid was Alu, 2 rounds in a row when he had the AWP, in the double AWP setup. So, the CSGO, Lauren, it's happening. It's on your screen.
Right, so Penta gonna be going in for the A hit. Actually quite like... I'm going to put it together. I like it because you can make the assumption that CT side will be going for the double AWP, and it's very hard to play retakes with the double AWP in play. You don't get as much play with it when you're going on these fast A hits. However, if you let AZ get away with this again, you have no one to blame but yourselves. AZ before ripped them to shreds from that one very spot. Technically, they played that perfectly. Practically, they're in a 3v2.
Yep, so FaZe obviously now need to really keep their grip on this site. It's going to be Tarson at least manage to get towards AZ and make it a 2v2. The bomb is loose, though. It's over towards Sandwich. The smoke is also now starting to dissipate somewhat. So Jacob and Rain will be able to converge towards that. Keep eyes on it. But Tarson trades out with Rain. He goes down to 1 health, but that's going to be enough to keep him alive at least. And Jacob now still looking in Tarson's direction, does peek in towards Mike S, who finds him there as well. FaZe try to put a vice grip on that site. You talked about the double AWP situation coming into a round like that. They really try and lock it down, but they lose control. They lose information, they lose awareness, and they lose the round.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to seeing now that kind of mid-take. We have Mike S kind of playing towards Palace or Ramp. You'll have 3 of those players kind of posturing a little towards B, but then coming through underpass. You'll see Penta go back to their defaults. It work very, very well here, and they've ended up on B a number of times already. And this is what we're seeing. Again, that kind of a couple players towards B, mostly through underpass, playing towards mid, because they know there won't be a double AWP in play. So why not pressure mid a little here?
Rain and Alu playing towards mid right now, and even AZ as well. AZ and Keo going to go and get some information here. Mike S, okay, waiting for a Palace push, I suppose, now. So AZ is going to walk past this one, and one would assume that Mike S eventually sort of doubles back and joins the rest of Penta in towards mid or B, if that may be the case, but normally it's Crystal in his position.
AZ's going to find the bomb. Mike S can play this spot. It's always a 50-50. Someone can always possibly push ramp. If you're doing a 1-3-1, someone can always push ramp. And AZ now knows that there's someone probably Palace. They've got to know this. He's got to be able to see so much of the plan here. It's whether or not he can land the shots cleanly enough. Tarson's going to be caught with his pants down. Upgrade. Thank you very much. Bomb is still mine. Smoke out one side. Clear the other. Make sure no one's coming. Okay, let me focus back towards B. This should be a masterclass with AZ. He doesn't expect to play so quickly to be able to hit him, though. It's Stefan through the smoke. Spams it out. Gets the position done. Bomb is recovered. However, there's fight still throughout this map yet to be broken in towards.
And 40 seconds as well on the clock. There's not a lot of time for Penta to work with. If they want to go towards A, this is not a secured site. They've not cracked this open yet. Kiyoshima will still be lurking, waiting in lower dark. Now, Crystal's in a great spot to pick this, or at least a decent one anyway. But Keo going towards T-Ramp. This is quite cheeky here as well. He's going to be able to get out of trouble, get away from the watchful gaze, I guess, of Penta as they're trying to find those last couple players on the site. Smoke comes down as well. And Mike S just using it as well to try and get some safer peaks. So it's going to be Keo and Jacob working their way. Oh my lord, Rain finds Mike S. Crystal, though, is going to respond pretty quickly, as you would expect, but Keo finds Stefan. Time is of the essence. There is no time for Crystal to get towards the bomb and even put it over towards the side. He might win this round out, he might not. It don't matter, because FaZe are going to get the point.
That was strange. These rounds are really strange, if I'm honest, Mitch.
FaZe are going to give you these situations, though, because sometimes they're just going to push in manners or with timings that maybe you don't expect, or maybe that they're just taking a gambit sometimes. It's so funny. I was very critical of them when I had Rain on stage and interviewed him, asking him about his play style. You know, he was very nonchalant with me. I feel this is probably just the Norwegian way, because I kind of believe him now, watching them play just a lot more. You know, we're just free flow. We sort of do what we think is right. I think half of it is like, yeah, look at me. I'm the high school jock of CS:GO, and you know, I'm like twice your size.
Don't
which
be
is saying
his
something.
games.
He's massive.
He's a big
boy.
dude.
Point is, I thought he was being overly nonchalant about it, but fair enough. You can kind of see the downsides of that when you watch FaZe's play, I feel. Yeah,
it's extreme highs and extreme lows as well. It's how it works, but. Now, for Penta, they've been playing their T-side quite nicely. I think there's been a little bit of an underwhelming performance for me from the likes of Keo, who's been a bit of a he's not been able to lock down A as well as I'd like. You put Lol in that position, for example, on the T side, a very different picture. Keo not able to quite stretch ahead as well. He'll probably prove me wrong here by getting, like, I don't know, an ace with, like, 2 HP, even though that's impossible now. But yeah, a little disappointed in that one. But again, into the round is Nova. Yeah, 55 seconds. The mollies and the smokes are going to go down. But how are they letting Alu get away with this? He still snuck his way forward, buying some time. Keo proves me wrong, finally with a bit of adaptation, rather than just by playing by Dark. Alu showing him how it's done. And Tarsin on the flank. But is it too late? 40 seconds, bombs loose in a 1v2.
I think it might be a little bit too late here. Tarsin has a lot of ground to cover and he needs to go through Alu first. He's going to be waiting for him as he peeks his head just around the corner. That's half-time coming up in overtime. Lol has gone off the boil a little bit recently as well. I think only a couple kills since overtime even started.
Oh my God, Rush actually dropped stuff all over himself.
Can you retweet that for us? It looks like, oh my God, that was a really unfortunate outline. Can you retweet that for me? Can everyone retweet Lauren's retweet?
Yeah, guys, go on my Twitter right now because okay, so we give some quote unquote banter to our observer because I can't say what this looks like on air. Go to my Twitter @They Call Me Pansy and look on Kevin Takau's like Twitter that I just retweeted. Just tell me what that looks like, guys. Just tell me. Do you remember when I was giving our observer a little bit of abuse for putting on auto director? Don't. Oh, Rush. What was it? What was it? Red Bull or something? Sprite.
Of course it was Sprite.
Buddy.
Classic Rush drink, that one.
Buddy. That's not good. Oh, no.
Of all the things that we need to distract us, it's shaped like that.
We just appreciate that the ESL Counter-Strike account just retweeted it as well.
Yeah, they're rather meme lords, you know.
So yeah, guys, please do enjoy that. Just reply to me and Kevin Takau. Let me know what you think that looks like. It's a challenge out there for you. It's kind of those Rorschach tests kind of things.
A Rorschach test of Fanta
Sprite
on someone's crotch. Tell me what you see here, guys.
Yep. See, I can see when people's eye looking.
Oh my God.
Good guys, keep it up. Keep it up.
Lauren, I can see the ends of Lauren's fingertips crackle. Her hair's standing on end as well. She's going mad with the power.
I love it, guys. Gorgeous work. Well done, Twitch chat. You're brilliant people. All right, let's get into the games. We're getting ready for the second half of overtime in the first map here. It looked like a landslide, but again, FaZe seemingly pulling it together his last couple of rounds on their CT side.
And now on the T side as well, which, in my opinion, was far, far more impressive from FaZe. Obviously, the mid-control, they sort of transition from there fairly safely. So, should expect to see much the same thing here, of course. We're going to have double orb here for Penta. It's going to be Tarsin with an orb. Interestingly enough, Crystal not even getting a second look in there in that regard. He's going to be at the solo man at B now. And again, FaZe moved 3 guys into mid, just under the cover of the one smoke, and then they set up from there. That's their staging point. Tarsin as well. Looking for information. You wouldn't know that Kiyoshima's off towards the right. Maybe waiting for Rain to peek him there. It's unlikely these guys will go, though, until FaZe sets something up in towards mid.
They need short pressure. That's what they need. They're starting to come in now, but it's a one-and-done spot because he shouldn't be able to escape. Shouldn't, but not... You don't expect to hit those sort of shots. Jacob's going to be caught unawares. He didn't expect that at all. And now the spray is not ideal from Crystal, and he's going to be punished. You don't get away with that. Now it's a 3v3.
I'm glad Kiyoshima took responsibility for that kill there. Crystal sort of got away alive in that trade, but Kyo made the peek in towards Kitchen. He made the kill. Now with the bomb down. So pressure starting to mount here for Penta. They've got plenty to work with, to be fair. A couple Molotovs here. This is the first round of the half and in overtime. So FaZe also have much the same utility in general. They've expended a lot of it here to smoke the molly. This is going to just drag the clock down a little bit more. All of Penta have kits though, so FaZe still need to stand and deliver and give an account for themselves when the fight actually happens on towards the bomb side. And Stefan is going to do just that. Stand and deliver. Standing with a gun there, he pushes it over on towards the bomb. It's going to be Alu now on short.
He's defusing.
It's not partner for him at all. Oh God, he gets the wall bang, but it won't be enough.
No, that's devastating. Oh, Alu. You've got to feel for Alu, right? It's like, how much more can you do? Like, the bomb wasn't applied for him, that's the one problem. But he still hit the ball bang, then he hit the no-scope. It's like, how much more can he be expected to do there?
Yeah, you need to go the extra... I guess, like, you always need to go the extra mile in these rounds, or the MR3 or whatever it is, in overtime. As those Ts, you have to go the extra mile, because even if you played, like, a 3v2 or 3v3 or something with the bomb down, you know the CT is going to have mad utility and kits. Yeah. So you can't just, like, delay them a little. Wow, get actually wrecked, Crystal.
Get wrecked. Oh, Easy is so nuts. When it's like, you can play like these really like smart retakes, or you know, teams have all this utility they can play off, like you're just saying, and then AZ just goes, nah, I'll just bang you out, Crystal.
Same, we're still the same in Dig, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always been the same, AZ.
The guy's a bit of a beast. Let's see if they can close around though. FaZe, they've been getting close on these, but they haven't been closing. They lost the last one, so they do actually need to start getting the round on the board here.
Yeah, Penta is still armed to the teeth here, so... Oh no. What has caused Penta to rotate Tarson out of B? Yeah, the smokes are A. There's one towards jungle, one down Palace. So FaZe just can walk onto this site here as well. Penta are forced to play the retake with 2 AWPs, no less.
I get it to a degree, but I don't. You didn't read that much into a connector smoke, did you, Penta?
Well, Tarson made his way straight out of B. The only player of B into CT.
It's a save. Penta can't get back into this.
Yeah, 4-gun save. You have to.
That's nuts.
You have to fight for your life in this game because you made one bad decision. Maybe whether it's bad communication or a judgment error, you've put the enemy team on match point.
That's absolutely nuts. I've never seen anything like... I'd love to see it from their perspective, because obviously when we have like X-ray on and we got the map up and stuff like that, it seems very obvious to us, but I didn't see anything apart from a connector smoke that I think Rain put down from the top of mid that goes to like, the deep side of connector.
Yeah, there was one just down in front of the jungle between connector. I think there was a smoke thrown by Penta in front of Palace, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it must have been a Penta smoke, because I thought maybe it was FaZe's, but there's no way you would have done that. I don't know. That was a very curious one from Penta for me. I want to watch that back almost and just see kind of the steps that led to not even having another additional player there. You know, because you could have expended 1 rifle on that site. You know, maybe not one of the AWPs, because, you know, you get punished for that. But as you said, allowing FaZe to get to that point, a little unfortunate after what was a very hard fought for bit of a route. But it's not over yet. This can still go even further, and FaZe need to close this game for them.
You know, if you told me we'd be here at the start of the day, I really wouldn't have thought that at all, Lauren. But, I mean, I digress. It's going to be AZ again. I mean, what better man to rely on to sort of control mid in this game? But Micah shuts him down anyway. AZ getting a little bit too hyphy there. A lot of smokes in mid, but FaZe not really interested in much mid control here. They put a lot of their eggs in this basket. They might just be shut down here. Stefan steps up. He takes down Rain. Jacob Leeds gets the response. And now Lol now just going to spray as they jump out of Palace. Barkes needs the shot. He gets it. Now Alu now fighting the 1v3 to get this win here. Otherwise, we're going to be going to a second set of overtimes. A huge task on this man's shoulders. Or on his rear end. Or whatever part of his body can now bear weight. I don't know what that is.
Double OT. Oh, my word.
Only FaZe Clan will put us here after such a sterling beginning to the match. Like, even Virtus.Pro didn't put us here. Like.
You know, I thought I was going to have an early night, Mitch. It's not the case. We've suddenly decided that Penta want to be nuts, or it's like 2 players every now and then just kick off. You know, like Lol just goes a little bit ham. Mike S decides to hit some nice shots. And then FaZe just, you know, smash the first half and then completely just...
Poop the bed?
That was not what I was going to go for.
I wasn't going to say poop either, but you know what I mean.
That's sickening. This is meant to be a family show. My innocent ears can't take this sort of thing.
It happens to some adults as well. Incontinence is a real thing.
Arse rush.
Did you say arse rush or arse crush? Right.
Great joke.
It's not bad, actually.
Great joke.
Lol, 35 and 23. To be fair, he had 32 kills at the start of overtime, so it hasn't been him. It's been the rest of his team actually stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, it's mad to watch. I really don't know what's going on with FaZe here. They should be closing this one. Penta's been playing well, but they've just gone from 0 to, well, hero to 0 shot. Nice molly. Nice. I love a bit of North America. I love a little bit of North America coming through here, but this is a quick play. This is FaZe wanting to close. I don't know if they've got, you know, a dinner appointment ready, but they're saying, guys, let's just go into A. Jacob, you're the only one landing shots right now. Just you go in, AZ will come in after you. If you die, don't you worry, he's got your back. Molly's going to be burning. Mike S has to move away from the position. Bomb site's theirs. And this is what's frustrating to me. When FaZe have these sort of plays up their sleeve, it takes 2 OTs for them to pull it out. And this is the site locked off, you know, unless they feed a couple of ways back in.
They're back.
They're back, boys.
No, you're dead right, though. I mean, they were so crisp. Their executes were really, really good on their T side initially. Much like this. This is entirely reminiscent, but we haven't seen anything that remotely resembles this for most of the game. To be fair, obviously, the CT side was kind of what let them down. It was very much the aggression, the impetus, the momentum they brought on the T side that garnered them all of the rounds here. And what is this? This is what Rain was
Rain,
doing
that was
earlier.
sick.
Okay.
That was sick.
But how do you...
Nice observing, Rush. Couldn't even see Rain's...
How do you lose for most of the game or lose a bunch of rounds and then still be in the mood to do that kind of stuff in your second overtime? Insane.
I think someone started playing Foon's frag movie, probably had that. So they had that like... So Rain's like, all right, it's my jam. I need to embrace LaFoon. But yeah, nice stuff. Just good play, right? What can you say? But now FaZe, is it a one-off? Can they actually do this again? Tarsin's going to go aggressive and absolutely destroys them, shreds them to pieces. No one spotted it. AZ can't see it. Now we're in a 5v3. This game is just it's so abnormal to what you're meant to see.
50 Shades of FaZe, man. I'm going to make the way over towards A now. Well, really just two shades. Winning and losing. Well, they just kind of get mixed together as well. You get this weird Pantone color that no one really likes. You don't even paint your walls. You don't even paint park benches with it that the birds crap on because it's just not a nice color. It's just a weird. It's just disconcerting to watch this kind of CS from FaZe. I don't know whether they're here or there. I don't know if they know either.
Penta, you know, they're being given opportunities and they are. Oh my word!
What?
See, this is what I mean. What do you want to do, Rain? Do you? I don't understand. Like, these guys are just... He's got another. That's 3 kills out of literally a situation you don't win. Like, don't do it again. I'm just hitting my heads off. This is you cast this because I'm done. I don't understand this anymore.
These challenges are so audacious. It is incredible. He's now in a 1v2. We'll just back away for a moment. So it's going to be Stefan, and my guess actually wants the challenge also from CT. He's not going to head in towards mid either. So easy. I wonder a heck of a lot what's going on. There is a flash available both for Mike S and Stefan here. Oh, easy. Is he going to turn this 2v1 into 2 1v1s here? It looks like he may have just done it.
Oh,
come on,
God.
let's go. Easy comes with a peek towards the left side. Sends Stefan's head rolling like it's been removed by a guillotine. And FaZe, oh, that round was full of so many things that you have no business doing in Counter-Strike it. They just force it into the game, into their playstyle, into the face of Penta Sports.
Can you just get Rain's point of view, then AZ's, and just say FaZe clan, because that sort of stuff, you know, that's the stuff that makes this lineup so deadly. And it's what makes it so frustrating to watch FaZe sometimes, because they go from we have no impact, we can't close rounds, to let me just trash people on 1 HP as Rain did. And Penta have been playing CS like you should, you know? They've been playing that, I want to do...
They've been good Johnny from next door
exactly,
with the God-fearing
you know?
parents and the nice white picket fence.
And then FaZe come along and just piss all over it. I don't know what's going on with them, but it's 20-18. Second go of overtime. And now Penta, of course, their money's been spent. Simple as that. And Jacob decides to go for a walk through mid.
I don't know what to say, really. I mean, Penta have got to be gutted from that last round.
Yep.
Situations where FaZe, honestly, FaZe players had no business winning. They still get away with it. That's demoralizing for you. Lol at least will get this kill here and actually makes it a 3v3, making it competitive here. But Rain and Alu, of course, with the help of Mr. Molotov, is going to burn down Tarsin. And now it's going to be Lol on his own. He's getting used to that after that first half of the game. He really put in a huge individual effort, but it's going to have to take just some superhuman Bruce Banner level kind of stuff here as well. I mean, it'd probably be more useful than the 5-7 for him if he was Hulk and could run and, you know, tear people's heads from their shoulders. But this is CS, not Overwatch.
Oh, lol. It's horrible in this situation. It's like you can't back from it. You're going to find one. Doesn't have a kit, though, which is the biggest issue there. So AZ's going to close down on that. 21 in the end for FaZe. Finally deciding, guys, should we win this one now? If they lose this half after that.
You know what could happen?
It literally could. It was just Rain's perspective. Oh, here we go. See, we didn't get to see this, did we? I'm looking forward to this.
We saw this fight.
Oh,
1
dear
HP.
God. And then he finds another, bearing in mind.
I think he kills someone short?
I don't know where he killed him.
No, I don't know where Chris was, unless he was in Palace. Either way.
So it'll catch him rotating from B. Look at the minimap, where he is right now. So Rain's going to get him as he goes through kitchen.
Oh, that's filthy.
And then he almost gets Mike S as well. He flashes over the top on 1 HP here and tags Mike S really, really low. But we are low in the second half. This is an all-in now from FaZe. This is all they can, you know, do here is go all out, absolutely everything in. Why not? Get that close. Same can be said, if not more, for Penta, however. It's all to do.
That bomb is not at A, so this is a bit of a ruse.
Oh,
And it's
Kiyoshima
worked.
has the auto sniper, but gets no chance to use it. Stefan just sprays him down, crumples him at the knees, and now AZ needs to act quickly. He's going to get a double flasher across the wall.
Look where the bomb
Try
is.
and turn on. Oh, that's real cheeky. Jacob that shuts down Tarson though. Some of the win taken out of Penta sales over on that B side as well. AZ though, in the meantime, still going to try and salvage things over at A. My guess astutely shuts him down from that little peak.
Penta are hesitating. They don't know what to do. LoL's not going anywhere now. They've hit the brakes. It was all meant to be a bit of a con. It was meant to be that B hit, but as you said, Jacob got the frag there on Tarsin, and it sent them reeling. Now Alu's found Stefan. This has gone from bad to worse. Penta are hoping for one of the two sides to give them opportunities, and neither have done so. Penta had a bit of a chance there, but a bit of second guessing, a little bit of doubt, and it's all gone awry. The bomb's now over by A. Alu's starting to think it's a B hit though. So again, maybe this could still work out. Rain will be the final line on that A side, the first line of defense, should I say. And, well, Jacob and Crystal are going to have a battle all unto themselves.
Crystal spent all game really just trying to pretend that there were more people with him. Kind of like the those insects that make themselves bigger, like puff them up. Fishes. I don't know, fish do that too. Anyway, Crystal goes in towards the side, Jacob picks him up, and now that's going to give away a lot of the game. It's going to be Jacob and Ali hot-footing it over towards A. They know that's where Penta are going to be coming from, but Rain doesn't care. He's going to shut him down, he's going to try and do it himself, but LOL, again, the dependable, he's going to be able to hold on, but now goes for the plant. Ali goes for the peek, Ali goes for the shot. That is a done deal, but my God, FaZe had to be dragged kicking and screaming through some of these rounds to get us to where we are.
And Penta put up a brilliant performance. Individually, LoL was massive throughout that game. A huge impact from him. Didn't quite translate into overtime, though. That's where he became seemingly a little shyer to that scoreboard. But through regular time, he was a massive influence on Penta getting that close. Because let's be very real here. At the start, FaZe were just running through Penta. But on the switch, Penta dug deep and actually brought back a bit of a competitive game, especially once we went into OT.
Yeah, their T-side worked out really well. And to be fair, it wasn't that they were being given all these kills on a platter by FaZe. I think their executions were very crisp.
They were.
Very well orchestrated, and they managed to work out. But that game seemed like Bart Simpson versus Ned Flanders' son. You know what I mean? Like, this very well-behaved, you know...
I'm waiting for the mentor to kick in.
Very well-behaved team against his team is like, I will not tell lies on the board 100 times. That's why.
Sounds about right.
You lied to me, Rain, when you said you have no strategy. I'm never going to forget that. Because when I got Keo up after, he said you do. So who's right? Anyway, we're going to be back with the second map in just a moment. It is going to be Cash. We're going to take a bit of a break and just collect ourselves after that one. I think I left some myself over on the floor. It's not what you think it is, but I'll be all together when we return from the break. See you soon.